Hello, steadfast Taurus. Today, July 19th, 2026, the rhythm of your life may appear much the same as it did yesterday, yet beneath familiar routines, something meaningful is quietly beginning to reorganize itself. This is not the kind of change that arrives with noise or urgency. Instead, it grows like roots reaching deeper into the soil, asking you to trust what has been developing within you long before it became visible. You may find yourself standing between practical judgment and quiet intuition, wondering which voice deserves more attention. Rather than choosing one over the other, allow them to work together. Even if a thoughtful mood settles over you today, don't mistake it for a setback. Reflection often prepares the ground for genuine renewal, and your patience may now become one of your greatest strengths. There is a steady current encouraging you to bring discipline back to the dreams that still matter most. Whether your focus rests on a professional goal or a deeply personal aspiration, this is a day to remember that lasting progress is rarely built through rushed decisions. Every careful choice adds another stone to a foundation that has been forming for some time. The Ace of Swords appears here not simply as a promise of success, but as a reminder that clarity usually arrives after you've been willing to face uncertainty with honesty. As confusion begins to fade, you'll recognize opportunities that may have been waiting quietly for your attention all along. Your heart also enters a gentler season of growth. Whether you're rediscovering warmth in an existing relationship or opening yourself to someone unexpected, today's energy encourages sincerity more than certainty. The Page of Cups often appears when emotions are ready to be expressed with greater openness, suggesting that authentic conversations can strengthen bonds more naturally than carefully planned words ever could. If someone has been hesitant to share what they truly feel, or if you've been doing the same, you may notice that silence no longer feels like the safest place to remain. Give your emotions room to breathe without forcing outcomes before they're ready. There may still be moments when your thoughts seem divided, as though your desire for security is pulling against your curiosity about what comes next. If that happens, don't see it as failure. Step back for a moment and observe the situation with fresh eyes. The Two of Swords often appears when a pause becomes more valuable than an immediate answer, reminding you that thoughtful reflection creates wiser decisions than unnecessary haste. Challenges at work or in your personal life may become easier to understand once you stop trying to solve everything at once and instead reconnect with the purpose that first inspired you to begin. Today invites you to move forward with quiet confidence rather than dramatic gestures. The greatest strength you carry now may not be your ability to push harder, but your willingness to remain steady while life gradually reveals its next chapter. Trust the pace that feels true to you. Like a tree that grows stronger with each passing season, your progress is measured not by speed, but by the depth of the roots you continue to nurture beneath the surface. As always, take these reflections as an invitation rather than a certainty. Some paths may resonate deeply, while others may simply not reflect your current experience, and that's perfectly natural. Every person walks a different path and reaches each season of growth in their own time. Listen with an open heart. Trust your own judgment above all else, and remember that your choices remain the strongest influence on the direction your life will take. Thank you for spending this moment with me. In the reflections ahead, we'll explore the themes surrounding your relationships, finances, well-being, and family life. Before we continue, I'd like to share a few symbolic touches for today's journey. Your reflective number today is 26. A gentle reminder that meaningful progress is often built one steady step at a time. If it speaks to you, carry it with quiet intention throughout the day. Your symbolic color is sage green, representing renewal, balance, and patient growth. Whether you wear it or simply notice it around you, let it remind you to stay connected to the calm strength already taking root within. Today also encourages you to look honestly at your surroundings and at the role you play within them. Difficult experiences are rarely comfortable, yet they often become the places where wisdom quietly gathers. Sometimes growth begins simply by changing your perspective, listening more carefully to the people around you, and allowing empathy to guide both your understanding and your words. You may even feel drawn toward moments of solitude, meditation, peaceful walks, or books that invite deeper reflection. The practice itself matters less than the space it creates for you to reconnect with yourself. As you revisit memories or experiences that once felt difficult, try not to judge the person you were. Instead, recognize how each season has shaped the resilience you carry today. If you remain patient and keep your attention on the horizon rather than becoming overwhelmed by temporary obstacles, many of the pieces that seem disconnected now may begin fitting together with surprising ease. You may also discover new interests or simple routines that help you feel more grounded in both body and mind. Sometimes the smallest daily rituals become the quiet anchors that remind you where your true strength has always been growing. Today's energy carries unusual depth, Taurus. It doesn't demand your attention with dramatic events or unmistakable signs. Instead, it asks you to notice the quiet shifts taking place beneath familiar routines, where small realizations have the power to reshape much larger parts of your life. Themes of love, hidden emotions, and quiet discernment weave through the day, reminding you that wisdom is not always found in speaking first. Sometimes it grows in the moments when you choose to observe, reflect, and allow the truth to reveal itself in its own time. You may find yourself standing at the meeting point between what feels comfortable and what quietly calls you forward. Opportunities for growth seem to emerge, where practical decisions and deeper intuition begin working together rather than competing with one another. There could also be emotions unfolding beneath the surface of someone else's life feelings they have struggled to understand or express. Rather than assuming every unanswered question needs an immediate explanation, allow space for what has remained hidden to unfold naturally. Often the most meaningful insights arrive only after we stop forcing them into the light. The World card appears as a powerful symbol of completion and renewal. It doesn't necessarily suggest that everything around you will suddenly change overnight. Instead, it often arrives when months or even years of quiet effort are beginning to create visible results. You may notice changes surrounding your home, your routines, or your long-term direction. Yet beneath these adjustments lies a stronger sense of stability than before. What once felt uncertain may now reveal itself as the foundation that has been preparing you for a new season of growth. This is less about leaving your past behind and more about carrying its lessons into a future you steadily earned. The Magician follows, not as a promise of effortless miracles, but as a reminder that your thoughts, choices, and daily actions have greater influence than you sometimes recognize. This card often appears when the seeds you've been planting are already beginning to take root, even if you cannot yet see the full harvest. If you've been carrying unnecessary worry or believing that every worthwhile achievement must come through struggle alone, today gently challenges that belief. There is strength in releasing the need to control every outcome. As you become more grounded in your own abilities, life has a way of opening doors that once seemed firmly closed. Love also carries a quieter but deeply meaningful energy today. Rather than dramatic declarations, this period favors sincerity, patience, and emotional honesty. Someone may be reaching the point where keeping their feelings hidden no longer feels genuine, and a conversation that has been waiting beneath the surface could begin to unfold. Whether this reflects an existing relationship or a new connection gradually taking shape, trust grows best when neither person feels pressured to become someone they are not. Lasting relationships are often built through consistent understanding rather than grand promises. The Two of Cups highlights the possibility of mutual respect, emotional balance, and a connection that develops through shared trust. If someone appears hesitant, their uncertainty may have less to do with a lack of feeling and more to do with the vulnerability that genuine closeness requires. Healthy relationships ask each person to remain authentic while allowing space for the other to grow at their own pace. By approaching love with patience instead of urgency, you create room for something far more enduring than fleeting excitement. The Queen of Cups brings a gentle reminder that emotional wisdom begins with how you care for your own heart. Compassion, intuition, and quiet confidence become your greatest guides today. Whether you think of this influence as inner wisdom, spiritual guidance, or simply the insight gained through experience, you are encouraged to trust that balance can emerge even when the path ahead isn't completely clear. The more secure you become within yourself, the more naturally you attract relationships that reflect the same steadiness and sincerity. Your professional life also carries encouraging signs. The Ace of Pentacles often appears when dedication has already laid the groundwork for future opportunities, even if recognition has not fully arrived yet. Continue investing your energy in meaningful work, refining your skills, and honoring the commitments that matter most. Respect, stability, and financial progress tend to grow from consistency rather than speed, and someone may already recognize qualities in you that open the door to new possibilities. What you are building now has the potential to create lasting value because it rests on patience, discipline, and genuine effort. As you move through the day, remain attentive to the environments and relationships that influence your well-being. Certain situations may leave you feeling unexpectedly drained or disconnected from yourself, and your body often notices these shifts before your mind fully understands them. Instead of ignoring those quiet signals, treat them as invitations to protect your peace. Healthy boundaries are not walls that separate you from others. They are the steady roots that allow you to continue growing with strength, clarity, and compassion. When life becomes overwhelming, it's natural to look for immediate relief. Caring for your physical health is always important, and medical treatment has its place whenever it is needed. At the same time, today's energy gently reminds you that some forms of discomfort begin much deeper than the surface. Certain emotional patterns, if left unnoticed, can quietly shape the way stress settles into both your body and your daily life. Sometimes what feels like constant exhaustion or tension is simply your inner world asking for attention in ways that are easy to overlook during busy seasons. Giving yourself time to reflect on what you're truly carrying may reveal insights that no quick solution can provide. As you become more aware of those emotional undercurrents, you'll find it easier to release what no longer belongs to you and make room for healthier ways of responding. You have a practical wisdom that allows you to recognize these patterns and gradually transform them into healthier habits, creating changes that feel sustainable rather than temporary. Your work life also benefits from openness and thoughtful collaboration. Conversations with trusted colleagues or experienced professionals may offer perspectives you hadn't considered before, helping you refine your own ideas without losing confidence in them. Sometimes a single thoughtful suggestion can shift the direction of an entire project or remind you of strengths you've underestimated in yourself. Whether you lead a team, work independently, or build your career from home, the quality of your relationships remains one of your greatest professional assets. Every meaningful opportunity ultimately grows through human connection, mutual respect, and a willingness to keep learning. The people around you don't simply contribute skills, they broaden your perspective and encourage you to see possibilities beyond your usual routine. Surrounding yourself with people who challenge and inspire, you can become one of the most valuable investments you make this season, strengthening both your confidence and your long-term vision. Financially, this period suggests steady momentum rather than sudden fortune. The Ace of Pentacles often appears when patient effort has already taken root, even if the visible rewards are only beginning to emerge. Rather than expecting dramatic breakthroughs, pay attention to the small signs that your consistency is beginning to create lasting results. The progress you're experiencing is less about luck arriving unexpectedly and more about the quiet accumulation of discipline, experience, and thoughtful decisions. Like water gradually finding its course through the landscape, your work is beginning to create pathways toward greater security and stability. Every decision made with care today has the potential to strengthen the foundation you'll rely on tomorrow. The more consistently you nurture your skills and remain committed to your goals, the more naturally opportunities seem to find their way to you, often arriving through people who recognize the reliability you've demonstrated over time. Others may also begin recognizing qualities you spent years developing, even if you sometimes overlook them yourself. Respect is earned through consistency, and the reputation you've been building may now open doors that once seemed beyond reach. New projects, partnerships, or responsibilities could appear because people trust your reliability and appreciate the calm confidence you bring to every challenge. What others notice isn't only your competence, but the steady presence you offer when situations become uncertain. Success is rarely a single dramatic moment. More often, it is the visible result of countless quiet choices made with patience and integrity. Allow yourself to acknowledge how far you've already come instead of measuring your progress only by the distance that still remains. Today's symbolism also reminds you that preparation and opportunity often arrive together. Looking back, you may realize how much knowledge, resilience, and practical experience you've already gathered through challenges that once seemed insignificant. What once felt like slow progress may actually have been the process of strengthening your foundation, giving you the confidence to handle opportunities that required greater responsibility. As your confidence grows, others naturally respond to the stability you project, creating a cycle in which trust encourages opportunity, and opportunity reinforces trust. This isn't about forcing success to happen, it's about recognizing that your consistent effort has quietly prepared you for the next stage of growth. Continue focusing on meaningful progress rather than comparing your path to anyone else's, because every lasting achievement follows its own rhythm. Love carries an equally thoughtful rhythm. If you're single, someone unexpected may begin showing a genuine interest in getting to know you, rather than rushing to define what this connection means. Allow honest conversation to unfold naturally and let mutual understanding develop over time. The strongest first impressions are often created through authenticity rather than perfection. Clear communication will always create a stronger beginning than assumptions or uncertainty. Sometimes the most promising relationships are the ones that grow quietly before revealing their true depth, allowing trust to develop naturally instead of being rushed by expectations. If you're already sharing your life with someone, this is a wonderful time to strengthen your connection through the simple moments you create together. Shared hobbies, familiar routines, and small acts of kindness often deepen intimacy more than elaborate plans ever could. A meaningful conversation over dinner, a peaceful walk, or simply making time to truly listen can become the moments that strengthen your bond in lasting ways. If your relationship is still new, remember that every person moves at their own emotional pace. Trying to hurry trust rarely strengthens it. Healthy boundaries, patience, and genuine curiosity about one another create space for a relationship to develop naturally, without unnecessary pressure or unrealistic expectations. The strongest connections are rarely built through certainty alone, but through the willingness to keep discovering one another over time. If you've recently met someone, resist the temptation to search for immediate certainty about the future. Astrology, tarot, and symbolism can inspire reflection, but no chart or reading can replace the trust that grows through shared experiences. Every meaningful relationship is shaped by everyday choices, honest conversations, and the willingness to understand another person's perspective. Lasting relationships are built one conversation, one choice, and one act of mutual respect at a time. Allow your connection to reveal itself gradually, instead of asking it to answer every question before its story has truly begun. Sometimes the most beautiful chapters unfold precisely because neither person tries to rush the next page. Within your family life, gentle changes may be bringing people closer together. Encouraging news, shared achievements, or positive developments could create meaningful opportunities to reconnect with those who matter most. Even small moments of celebration have a way of reminding everyone of the strength found in belonging and the comfort that comes from knowing you don't have to face life's changes alone. As circumstances continue to evolve, your home and family become not just places of comfort, but living roots that support each person's continued growth. By offering your presence, your patience, and your understanding, you help create an atmosphere where everyone feels safe enough to grow into the next season of their lives. Nurturing those bonds today helps create the sense of stability that carries forward into every other part of your life, reminding you that the strongest foundations are often built through quiet moments shared with the people who know you best. Over the coming days, pay close attention to conversations with family members. A message, invitation, or unexpected discussion may gently shift your perspective or bring everyone a little closer together in ways that aren't immediately obvious. Sometimes a simple exchange opens the door to understanding that has been quietly waiting beneath the surface. Your home also seems to be entering a period of gradual change. Whether you're thinking about moving, refreshing your living space, or simply adjusting to the natural evolution that comes as family members grow and their needs change. These developments are less about disruption and more about creating an environment that truly supports the people who live there. What may first appear to be a practical adjustment could ultimately become an emotional turning point that strengthens the sense of belonging within your home. If you've been considering improvements around your home, this may be a meaningful time to begin exploring those ideas. The home is much more than walls and furniture. It reflects the emotional atmosphere you create within it and quietly mirrors the energy you bring back each day. Every thoughtful change, no matter how small, becomes an investment in comfort, stability, and shared memories. Rearranging a room, restoring a neglected space, or introducing something that inspires peace can subtly transform the way everyone feels when they walk through the door. Like tending a garden season after season, the care you give your surroundings often returns as a deeper sense of peace, security, and belonging for everyone who shares that space. The stronger your roots become at home, the easier it is to face whatever life asks of you beyond it. On a personal level, your inner strength feels steady right now, rather than worrying about whether you have enough energy to move forward. Pay closer attention to where your energy is being invested each day. Certain environments, habits, or relationships may leave you feeling unexpectedly drained. Even if nothing dramatic has happened on the surface, your intuition is often the first part of you to recognize these subtle shifts, long before your mind finds words to explain them. Instead of dismissing those feelings, become curious about what they're trying to tell you. Listening to those quiet signals can help you protect your well-being without needing to justify every instinct logically. Preserving your energy isn't an act of withdrawal. It's an act of respecting your own emotional balance so you can continue showing up fully where your presence truly matters. Today's symbolism also encourages you to look back on your past with compassion rather than regret. Experiences that once seemed difficult or unfair may now reveal lessons you couldn't fully appreciate at the time because you were still living through them. Reflection is valuable when it helps you recognize how resilient you become, not when it keeps you tied to old disappointments or unanswered questions. Every challenge has contributed something to the person you are today, whether it taught patience, discernment, courage, or the importance of setting healthier boundaries. The wisdom you gained deserves to become a foundation for the future instead of a weight you continue carrying. As you begin seeing your past through a gentler lens, you also make room for new possibilities that aren't limited by yesterday's fears. If challenges arise today, try not to let frustration take the lead. Every season, whether joyful or difficult, eventually gives way to another, and remembering this can make temporary obstacles feel far less overwhelming. Stay connected to your own values instead of reacting to outside pressure or allowing someone else's urgency to dictate your decisions. There may also be situations that cannot be fully explained through logic alone. Rather than forcing answers before they're ready, trust that clarity often arrives naturally once you've allowed yourself enough space to breathe, observe, and let events unfold at their own pace. Sometimes the wisest response is simply refusing to rush a decision until both your heart and your practical instincts begin pointing in the same direction. For those who are studying or balancing multiple responsibilities, today offers a gentle reminder that stepping back is not the same as falling behind. In fact, creating space to reassess your priorities often allows you to move forward with greater confidence and efficiency. If your schedule has become heavier than your energy can comfortably support, it may be time to reorganize your commitments instead of trying to carry everything at once. Simplifying your responsibilities allows you to return with clearer intentions, renewed motivation, and a stronger sense of direction. Progress becomes much more sustainable when you focus on what truly deserves your attention, rather than scattering your efforts across too many obligations. When it comes to compatibility, today's energy feels especially harmonious with a few signs. Sagittarius may encourage mutual trust and help move conversations or situations that have felt stagnant for some time, reminding you that openness often creates unexpected breakthroughs. Fellow Taurus or Gemini individuals could bring warmth, humor, thoughtful conversation, and a refreshing perspective that lightens your mood while helping you see familiar situations differently. Aquarius may inspire creative thinking, innovative ideas, and a willingness to explore possibilities that once seemed outside your comfort zone, making collaboration feel both productive and genuinely enjoyable. These are simply symbolic tendencies, of course, and every relationship ultimately flourishes through mutual understanding, consistent effort, honest communication, and a willingness to keep learning from one another. Thank you for spending this time with me, Taurus. I hope these reflections have offered a little more clarity, encouragement, or simply a quiet moment to reconnect with yourself amid the pace of everyday life. If this reading resonated with you, I'd truly appreciate your support by leaving a like, as it helps these reflections reach others who may also be looking for guidance or reassurance. If you'd like to continue sharing these daily moments of reflection together, you're always welcome to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss future readings. Your presence here is deeply appreciated, and I'm grateful you've chosen to spend these moments with me. Thank you for your trust, your time, and for allowing me to be a small part of your journey today. Until next time, may you continue moving forward with steady confidence, an open heart, and the quiet strength that has always been one of your greatest gifts, allowing each new day to deepen the life you're patiently and intentionally creating.